Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah. We're in the high tunnel today, or should we say low tunnel? This is where we are hanging out a lot now, so we just wanted to bring you a little update and thought maybe we would do a little chit chat on a regular basis from
Right.
our high tunnel, low tunnel. This is where we're living and eating and breathing a lot lately. As you can see, the little drops coming down, the condensation from
Make it rain, baby.
yeah, in here. So I'll be covered with drops in a little bit, but that's okay. You know, and right now, the best thing about the wintertime for me is having these type of greenhouse structures because it keeps us in the state of always perpetually planting, still thinking plants, still having green things to eat, manage. My husband has been doing a wonderful job with pest management. The biggest thing we had was what was that, the aphids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not in this box, not in this tunnel. We have a second one, but we had an aphid infestation on our brown mustards.
Young brown mustards.
Yeah, and so that was kind of crazy. All of a sudden, in one day's time, they just kind of came in and they took over. And he used an organic spray.
Right, that you put together
Yeah.
with the herbs.
Yeah, it was an herbal spray that I make from the things that's in here, things that I know that they hate. That's what I feed them, and it's a perfect poison to take them out and not take your plants out. So basically, that's what we used, and it did a great job. But we did also order. We're waiting on a duster that we're coming. It's called a demiser.
I think so.
Yeah, and it's a duster for diatomaceous.
It's hand operated.
Yeah, hand operated. So it's very easy. It's lightweight. We can use that, and we're going to be using that to spray because I did notice that there's some aphids on the pepper leaves too. You know, he does a good job of spraying, but see, they know that we're not spraying and watering as much as we normally.
Right.
So in a controlled environment like this, I think my husband is watering like what, once
a month.
Once a month.
Right.
So, and other than the condensation, you don't need a lot of water.
Right.
But also then that means that they get a chance, you don't hose them off like he normally does. So you change things around and you adapt to the weather, the environment. We're in zone 9A or
9A.
9A. So, you know, it's a beautiful day today. We still have bugs. We have mosquitoes still, believe it or not. I am so sick of the mosquitoes. I'm not getting bitten right now. I have on a lot of essential oils on my skin, but they would be biting me. And one day I came out and I didn't have any on. I think it was about 3 weeks ago, and I got attacked. So they're still here. The mosquitoes are not dying, so you have to make sure you're still protecting yourself from different things. But basically, this is a place that I like to come in to revive myself at least 20 to 30 minutes out of the day. If I'm not working in the garden, I'm at least checking out the plants to see what's new, to see what type of new things that's going on. My husband's always checking for the bugs and the soil to see if the conditions are right. But it gives us such a relief. And at this point in time, everything in here is being used because anything that's big, that gets huge, like these leaves, I'm going to take this one off because I can take it inside and eat it. The bok choy, I'm using these for either freeze drying right now or they're in I made a wonderful soup today, so I did pick some earlier and some dandelions. So we're getting our nutrients right now, every day.
Very, very valuable nutrients.
Yeah, we were really bad during the holidays.
I was bad.
Yeah, he was really bad.
I was 7 pounds bad.
Yeah, and I didn't help because I cooked a lot of things. I baked a lot of things.
She's an excellent cook.
And, you know, I mean, they were very healthy, but at the same time, overindulgence is overindulgence. So we're ready to get back to doing what we need to do.
Right.
Back on the bicycles, and we're back into juicing and smoothies. And normally we're into eating like maybe 1 meal a day.
Right.
And I do a smoothie. And since we freeze dry so much, I use my freeze dryer 24/7. My husband is a freeze drying person. I'm so glad he took that job over completely.
And the grinder.
And the grinder. Yeah, but I get to plant the plants and cut them up, chop them up, and use all of my equipment to get them ready. So now we're making smoothies with those freeze dry products. So the good thing is that they have no chemicals. I don't have to buy commercial things to go in our smoothies to enhance them. All the vitamins and minerals are coming right here from our Back to Eden Urban Garden, and it's beautiful. So from the anima, you're getting your cancer defense, you're getting your vitamins and stinging nettle, powdering these things and getting them green. I usually would make a lot of tinctures. I'm making a little bit less tinctures now because I have such accessibility to live plants.
Now take them on a tour with that so they can see.
Yeah, we can do that. Live plants, freeze dry things, you know. So freeze dry works well. They last for 25 to 30 years.
Right.
and you're getting all of the nutrients up to like 97%. So
97%.
so that's wonderful. So for me, I'm always about the nutrients. And then I noticed this year, and I'm saying it's a blessing. We have tried to be sick a couple of times, but it didn't take.
No, it didn't.
You know, and I think that has a lot to do with our diet right now. So we were happy, even though we were sad to see the holiday food go. We needed to get back into the regimen of eating healthy because it really helps. You know, we're not spring chickens anymore, and we don't mind it. But at the same time, we know that every little bit helps. I really stress to tell people it's never too late.
No, it's not.
If you're here today, if you don't, you don't have to have a house. We garden to try to show so many different garden types. If you're in an apartment, or even if you're in a community home, they have little areas you can garden in pots. And you can do so many wonderful things. You don't have to grow anything big. You can grow sprouts.
Exactly.
They can be on your counter in your kitchen. I just put sprouts on my counter this morning, and I'm cleaning them right now in some vinegar for like 20 minutes. That's why my video can't last any longer than that, because I have them soaking in vinegar, and then I'm rinse them out, and then I'll put them in a regular soak for another 7 or 8 hours.
We just had a viewer asking, what is the value of sprouts?
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. See this huge leaf? You can eat a plate full of leaves this big, and the nutrients comparison would be, you can take actually maybe a handful of sprouts, not even that. That's why they are so expensive in the stores. And you would get all of the nutrients, and you're not just getting regular nutrients, you're getting macro and micronutrients. They're so dense, you're getting your amino acids. It's a complete profile of nutrients. So the difference is, this is a wonderful plant, but like us, it's not at the beginning of its life, it's at the end of its life. So you're getting nutrients, and it's wonderful. I would never tell you not to use it, but the amount that you would have to eat to get comparison to a sprout, the sprout is at the very beginning. And just like history lesson, the earth formed in one moment. Everything that sprout needs, just like a baby, is there. So when you're getting it and it's coming out in the first 7 days, it is so full. It is a complete, it is not just a nutrient, it's a meal. It's everything that you need in a component. And there's numerous sprouts. They talk about the broccoli sprouts, the sulfurine, good for the brain, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's. There's everyone. I take a mix. I'm not just one that's going to be into just one sprout. I do an immersion of the alfalfas, or a mixed one, and I'll do maybe 3. Then I'm also doing wheatgrass too, sprouts. I used to do wheatgrass all the time, and then we stopped. I don't know why, but I do prefer to do wheatgrass in the wintertime, the wheat berries. I hope I answered your question, first of all. But yes, if you want a dense profile, my son is a person that works out all the time, and he does all of our lines for our other herbal channel,
Right.
herbal triage,
Right.
and hollow ground. And so he likes the sprouts, and he uses those to go in his workout formulas. The powdered one, he'll powder them, and then he'll use those in workout formulas. For us, we use those as a daily vitamin. It's a multivitamin as far as I'm concerned. So instead of paying for an
Right.
expensive vitamin, you can have sprouts. And again, you're going to get that dense profile, and you're going to get the enzymes that's needed for our bodies to function properly. We always forget about enzymes. I notice that when I don't have sprouts or something like that, it's almost like a prebiotic. My body adapts to eating foods that I shouldn't eat, like maybe sometimes meat. And I can eat meat sometimes, but if I eat meat too much, I'm not digesting that well. So plants have that ability to help you to digest the types of fiber, but a little amount goes such a long ways. So if you're considering sprouts, put that in your, on your agenda to start this year with some sprouts, because sprouts are wonderful, they're nutritious, and they're easy. In anywhere between 5 to 7 days, you have all of your needs met right there on the counter. And once they're off the counter, you can put them in the refrigerator. I usually put mine in a little bit of lemon water, rinse it if I'm going to keep them fresh, and then rinse that off. And they're naturally preserved, and they'll last maybe another 5 to 10 days. So that's a wonderful addition.
Another viewer is asking about lemongrass, and so what type of lemongrass do we grow?
The type of lemongrass I have, I'm not really sure what the type is. And in Jamaica, they call the same grass fever grass. So there goes by different names in Africa, but it grows very well, and it smells so good. But this lemongrass is unbelievable. It's good for numerous things. It's very fragrant. I use it also. I would hate to tell you, but it's true. Mosquito repellent, the best one. The essential oils, I haven't learned to use level, this little oil diffuser, but just taking that and putting it in tea, you can build up enough lemongrass in your system that you will not be their perfect dish. And I noticed that. So, and I learned this from one of my daughter's friends. She lives in Africa, and she was saying that they use that because, even though citronella they talk about, but the lemongrass, actually drinking it,
Okay.
Just like how garlic exudes from your skin,
Right.
that's a good way to help if you're also drinking it. You can put it in your oils and things of that nature, but they use lemongrass for that. It's used in a lot of Indian cooking and African dishes and lots of other dishes. I love lemongrass tea, and again, it's heal all again. I don't know of any side effects that I've ever had myself with it, and I would highly recommend lemongrass as well. And then I see my husband's battery is running out on him.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter because we plan on trying to do this on a regular basis. We plan on coming back to the garden, our Back to Eden garden, and bringing you different stories and things that's going on. Because in the wintertime, we always want to make it so dull, but there's a lot going on.
Right.
And I know he wants to say something, so I want to let him say it before his battery runs out.
I have a question by another viewer asking what's the benefits of having a high tunnel. And
That's a good one.
I wanted to say that the high tunnel provides a biosphere and an atmosphere for your plants to continue when weather is cold. Of course, that's probably something that's known, but I'm glad you asked the question. There are pros and cons, depending on how you look at it. We have winter crops in here that really doesn't need the high tunnel because we have crops in other areas of our garden that we have covers for them, but we didn't cover them up. And those are the kale, the brassicas, the greens, the Swiss chards. So it's like conducting an experiment. The ones out there we haven't covered up, and we're expecting the night temperatures now to get near the 32. A couple of nights can be below freezing, and some around the 30s. So we'll get to see those winter brassicas do well if we don't cover them, but we can, but it depends. But in here, it's tropical. And since it's tropical, we deal with a different type of behavior, predatory bugs. But we don't have a lot. I think last year when we had the high tunnel, we had snails galore. But we are dealing with aphids right now, and that's something that we can handle. But thank you for the question.
You have another question there, the viewer. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey.
Thank you so much. Jonathan wants to know how long did it take you, and when did we plant these plants to get them here for now?
I think it was September that we acquired these plants.
No, some of them were after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were slow. Yeah. I mean, they act like I was ready to pull them out. My wife used to call me the plant murderer.
Yes.
If a plant's brown and it's not growing in a specified time that I usually expect to grow, I'm yanking it. But she's the plant savior. She's the plant queen that transplants. She does everything with plants.
Listen, I have a cancer bush up here, and it's Frutensia, the second name I won't try to pronounce and kill it, but my husband has tried to murder this tree about 4 or 5 times.
It wasn't growing.
And he kept saying, it's not growing, it's just, I was like,
I'm ready to pull it.
I said, is it bothering you? I mean, what's the problem? And so it's been so wonderful. And then we had our gardeners to come in. They wanted to cut it because they were making the high tunnel. I said, I will cut it. I trimmed it, and it's so bushy. I'm ready to take the leaves from the top again, but that's all it needed was a little trimming. The same thing. He will snatch a plant out in a second.
I used to.
He's a little bit better. But
I'm a lot better.
Well,
now I can't stand for a plant to be pulled or cut, or a tree, especially trees.
Yes.
Don't cut trees.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we had to cut our Jamaican cherry.
That's his favorite. That's why he's so passionate about it. It's right back there.
It took so long to grow. It grew up to 15 feet. But the berries were worth it, and so we're processing them and dry freezing those too.
Yeah, and the leaves. We did process the leaves. It's an antiviral as well. And it makes an excellent teas, Jamaican cherry. The leaves are usable as well as the berries.
Right.
And the birds love the little tiny cherries more than we do. So we seldom get, as soon as they turn just a little bit pinkish yellow, not quite even pink, the birds will take them. But we found out that they're just as sweet. So they knew exactly what they were doing. The birds are very smart, and they've been taking them. And we can't show you today, but even with the hawthorn berries, I usually pick the hawthorn berries, but I've been admiring them so many times and showing them to the grandkids because they're all out front.
For so long.
So long. So I went out to pick them, and to my surprise, there was no hawthorn berries.
Them greedy birds ate everything.
They ate them all. So I didn't, I love foraging in our, we have an HOA, but I was telling all of our viewers, you can be in an urban homestead and you can put so many bushes and they're beautiful, they're ornamental, but yet and still they're medicinal. We have bay leaves out front. We have lots of things that can just be hidden and part of the natural landscape and are beautiful. We even had hibiscus last year, the Jamaican sorrel hibiscus, and now I'm taking transplants now, even though it's wintertime, things that will be rooted and it'll be there like over winter and it'll be ready for the spring. I just took some yarrow out front.
Right.
And I'm still taking out, I'll probably take some leaf of life, finding good spots that I know that they like and they prefer, and learning where the sun hits. And every year there's a little change of things, so we're changing as we see and we map out where the sun is hitting. We had a very hard time with our pistachio trees this year.
Yeah.
We lost one. We think it's going to probably be down to the ground, and we've had these trees 7 years.
Yeah.
And for some reason the sun was so
small
hot.
when we got them.
Yeah, it was so hot. It just took one of them out. So we learn as we go. We do have casualties like anything else, but this is our life. It brings in so much peace. Our Back to Eden garden is everything here, and we're looking forward to doing the same thing in Africa. We think it is South Africa. We missed a year going, but we will be going back this year. We know that this video is going to cut out soon, so I'm going to see if my husband has any last words to say.
One more viewer asked, what is our high tunnel plans? Will you keep using high tunnels, or will you do something different? Our plans that we're tentatively working on is to include the whole main garden structure with a taller building, not building like a building you live in, but so that we can close the whole area. So that way we have a lot more room to walk between all 8 boxes. But before we go, I'm going to give you a quick view of the garden in here in the section that we're in, and then we're going to say goodbye.
Well, it was nice talking to you, nice seeing you, and viewers, if you like this type of content, you know what to do. Be sure to
subscribe, share, and push that thumbs up button or the like button, and ring the bell and select all so you get notification of all our content. If you haven't seen any of our content, all of our content is new to you, please leave your comments, but be kind. We're expecting a lot of questions. We're glad for the inspirational gardeners who give answers every year about certain specific things. And our email is info@ourback2eden, number 2, ourback2edenurbanhomestead.com. Again, that's info@ourback2edenurbanhomestead.com. Take care, people.
bye.
Let me give everyone a tour.
I'll let you raise the camera up and then I will.
Okay, if you can take this out, stand for me.
I will. I'll take that out and
Thank you. Be careful. Aphids devastated these ground mustards. And also our kale over here it took so long to grow. They were so healthy. We should have just yanked them out and went on freeze dried them. So we learned. Goji berries. Didn't have room to put the tomato plant in there, so peppers. We harvested all our moringas, so this time when they grow the spring, they'll be bushier. We'll get more. So this is the other part of our garden. And we do have covers in the areas of these gardens for the summer, so the sun is very intense on this area. Strawberry patched. So this spring, because everything's mulched down, we're expecting a huge harvest of strawberries. And there's some beets. My wife will be thinning these out so that they'll get big, because they won't, when they're bunched up like this, they won't get large like they're supposed to. Bok choy. And there's mullein. I've heard names from poor man's toilet paper to everything else. And here's a huge mother and Polly. We sometimes eat these. They are terrific to eat. And some rosemary, more lemongrass. So this is our urban homestead in an HOA setting, but our backyard is our backyard. They can tell you, some tomatoes are getting ripe. I don't think they're any good. So thank you so much for taking the time to view our content. We hope that, again, if you got questions, please leave us a comment. If you need to reach us, email us, and we'll be more than happy to get back with you. It usually takes me about 48 hours. Sometimes I respond instantly if I see a question come up. And we are very grateful that you're viewing our content. So you see the good, the bad, and the not so good. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. We also use our storage bins, put them on wheels. Some sweet peas that are growing. Or lavender. My granddaughter loves these peas, so we grew them for her. And I wanted to show you, here are our storage bins. We had stacked them up for a long time, and you can see they're on wheels, so they can be moved, because once they're filled with the soil, it's too heavy to lift. Okay, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much again for viewing our content on our back, #2 Eden Urban Homesteads. Take care.
Mm.